Hello, vinyl community. I am back with a vinyl update. So, cheers to that. And I eat books for breakfast. And drink coffee too. Alright, so many of you know that I love supporting independent musicians. I've bought albums from fellow members of the vinyl community, and one of my favorite, other than Bandcamp, one of my favorite websites is feedbands.com. For those that don't know, it's a monthly subscription. When they first started, it was very reasonable. It ended up being basically $25, including shipping, for an independent, unsigned artist pressed to vinyl in limited editions. They've since raised the rates. It ends up being essentially $30 now. So I'm an on-again, off-again subscriber, but it's been off for a while just because of the cost. However, I am on their email list, and a while back I received an email saying that they were having a crazy sale. So all their records, like their back catalog, if you will, were $2 plus shipping. Now, you pay shipping on every record, regardless of how many you get. So essentially it ended up being $7 per record. And I put a bunch in my cart, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. Because it was going to, be a, I don't know what happened to my voice here. It was going to be a significant amount, even though it's, $7 per record. So I ended up not doing it. And then a couple weeks later, maybe a few weeks later, they had another crazy sale. And this time, the records were free. You just had to pay shipping. So, ended up being $5. And that I could not pass up. I mean, that was kind of my tipping point, I guess. So, yeah, so I'm pretty sure I bought 8. And they actually sent me 9, so yeah. But so yeah, let's get down to these. And most of these are good. No, actually, I would say they're all good. They're all good. But most of them are very good. And there's a few real standouts that, yeah, I really, really enjoyed. The first one was kind of disappointing, and I haven't said anything because I suspect that 9th record was just kind of thrown in, so I'm hesitant to contact them about this, but the first one is Erez, Proper Lady, and this is described as neo soul. And from the little bit I heard, and you'll see why I wasn't able to hear more, she reminds me of Amy Winehouse, basically. She has that kind of style of singing. Some of these include an insert, and some don't. I suspect the ones that don't were, well, probably a fair number of these were returned, like the person didn't like them and wanted to return it. But, look at that, isn't that beautiful? And right there you see the problem. Yeah, they kind of missed on that label. Yeah, so I'm hesitant to contact them about it, but at the same time, I like what I hear. Again, sounds a bit like Amy Winehouse, so if you're into Amy Winehouse, you would probably like this one. Let's not put them back in the sleeves. Alright, the next one is the one I most recently listened to, and it is Sea of Lettuce Photos. And you see here, it's 307 out of 500. I think usually their press runs are a little higher than that, between 700 and 900, I want to say. So this one was on the lower end. I'm not sure what decides that, but and this one basically indie alternative, and especially the singer's vocals remind me a bit of Damon Albarn from Blur. Another insert. This one on more substantial paper. What is that? Yeah, lyrics. That's cool. Not all of them include the insert. Kind of a lightly marbled lime green. Doesn't really capture too well on the kind of funky light in here right now, just because it's early morning, Sunday, but it's not Steve Carlson early. Yeah, so so that's basically indie alternative. All right, this next one, Pacific Radio, Pretty But Killing Me. This one is also indie alternative, and I couldn't really think of someone to compare them to, but it's very good. This is definitely one of my favorites, and this one is more rocking than Sea of Lettuce. So if you prefer more of a rock edge, this might have it for you, but still indie alternative. I like that. Is that a boombox down there? Sure is. Nice. I'm still on the lookout for a nice old school boombox. One thing to note, I think they almost always have these black donut hole poly-lined inside sleeves, so that's pretty cool. And then here we have clear and red. Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, so this one was definitely more rocking. Yes. All right, now this one, I hate to say it was a bit of a disappointment, but it kind of was. First of all, it was described as fusion Mali, which suggests world music. So this is Tuba Bekrui. I'm sure I slaughtered that. Yeah, I had high hopes for this one. It's basically world music, and the second side it definitely strikes me as being more world music, but yeah, I was a little disappointed. But don't get me wrong, it's still very good. It's still very good. This one did not have the insert. And it's on this kind of orange spotted, yeah, orange, excuse me, translucent orange, kind of spotted with green and blue. Yeah, that looks real nice. Nudity alert. Yes, so this is Sweet Bump It. And this one is just described as fun rock, and I would agree with that assessment. And let's see, it is female-led, which I think we would all agree that women are underrepresented in bands in particular. This one just with white polylined. They always use polylined, so that's definitely a plus there. And peach on the label there. Yeah, so this one was good. I wouldn't go so far as to say it was great, but all right. This next one, and this one probably falls under the great ones. So it's Fine Animal Before the Glow. This one is described as atmospheric, which is very vague. Ambiguous, but it's essentially female-led dream pop, almost psychedelic, really. Kind of on a marbled peach. Yeah, so that's cool. I really enjoyed that one. This one falls under the good ones, as opposed to great. Described as psych metal. It's Fungus Hill with Creatures. Kind of a psychedelic cover there. Some mushrooms. Yeah, I guess it just didn't grab me. Honestly, it wasn't very memorable for me, but it does have this interesting color, which is suggestive of a mushroom or a fungus. Yeah. And I do have to say that many of these are still available on Bandcamp. And so basically you could essentially just go in and buy them. I think they're back up to full price now. Yeah, those sales were, I think, just a very limited time. Alright, just a couple more. Let's see. Yes, I have my notes here, and I'm still waking up. It's 7:30 as I'm filming this, so I think Steve Carlson has me beat by probably 2.5 hours, somewhere around there. All right, next is Super Doppler. This one is throwback rock, described as throwback rock. And I would kind of place it somewhere between the Beatles and Weezer. So, yeah. Yeah. The last few haven't had the insert. This one does. Of course, this one's not very exciting, but there you have it. It's good to have it nonetheless. And this one's kind of on a root beer color. with a little bit of black smoke in there. I think those are some of my favorites, the ones with the smoke. The smoke. Reminds me of my very, very, very brief days of smoking cigars. I'm talking very brief. Yeah. All right. So, and yeah, that one basically throwback rock has a vibe somewhere between the 50s and the 60s. Yeah, probably leaning definitely more towards the 60s, I would say. And then this is the crown jewel of the bunch. Definitely my favorite, which is not surprising because this one is considered art rock. So this is Midnight Snack, The Times. And this is one of those albums that immediately just grabbed me, and I had to have more. So I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, this one. Unfortunately, there's no insert on this one. This is one of their older releases also. This one, I think, is from 2015. Ooh. It's mint. Look at that. That's beautiful. It looks blue on the camera, but it's actually more teal. It's actually teal. But yeah, that totally looks blue on there. It's funny how it does that. Cameras can never see things truly as a human eye does. Yeah. There's a meme that I once shared like a few years ago, and in the first picture it shows this big beautiful moon, and it says, "What I see." And then there's another picture that has a tiny, tiny little moon that just looks like a little light. And it says, what my iPhone sees. And I don't have an iPhone, but you get the point that, you know, it looks beautiful in person, and then you try and take a picture of it, and it's this tiny little white dot. Yeah, so Midnight Snack, definitely art rock. I love their use of horns, and it's a duo. Well, the singing is a duo. I'm not sure. There's several people in the band actually. Seven people in the band, but apparently 2 singers. Yeah. Anyway, so the male singer has this nice soulful voice, and pairing perfectly with his voice, excuse me, pairing perfectly with his voice is the female voice, which reminds me of Lily Allen. So if you're familiar with Lily Allen, a British pop singer, that's what her voice sounds like, and together their voices sound fantastic. I love it. Excuse me. Yeah, I showed you the record on that. So, I loved it so much, I immediately checked to see if they were on Bandcamp. And sure enough, they were. So, I very quickly ordered, well, their vinyl albums are, considerably more expensive, so I decided to just get a CD. So, I think this one is actually more recent than the Times. The Times is from 2014, and this is their 2017 album, Child's Eyes. So I very quickly, let's see if I can Yeah. I very quickly ordered this on CD. Ah. And you can tell that something just dropped because they sent the Times on CD for free. So I paid, ended up paying with shipping $13 for this. And they threw this one in for free. That is awesome. So, yeah. I'll have fun listening to those in the car. And I do have plans to reconnect my 200 CD changer. And I'm probably going to retire my 6 CD changer. I don't know if I want to retire it permanently and give it away or just keep it in the garage. But anyway, yeah, so some great deals on feed bands. I don't know that any of this money actually went to the artists. I don't completely understand the deal that Feed Bands has with these artists, but they got what they were going to get out of it, essentially. Yeah. And I think Feed Bands probably gives them a certain number of the albums from the pressing. I could be wrong about that, but anyway. Yes. Wow, a lot of good music, and I'm probably going to spin more of it again right now, because it's really, really good. Anyway, I hope you will check out feedbands.com, and, if the $30 mark isn't completely out of your range, I would highly recommend it, because I probably have a total of 25 of their releases, and very, very few of them have disappointed. In fact, there's only been maybe 2 that I can think of that just did not. I just didn't like. And if you don't like the album, you can send it back to them and pick something else. So that is awesome. So definitely check out Feed Bands. I think they also have like a digital subscription where you can just access some of the social features on the site and listen to individual tracks, that sort of thing. Yeah, if I remember correctly. I haven't finished my coffee yet, so, I could be completely wrong. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.